Pope Francis made a historic appearance at the Group of Seven summit on Friday, discussing the implications of artificial intelligence, while G7 leaders vowed to address what they view as unfair business practices by China.
Questa mia riflessione sugli effetti dell'intelligenza artificiale sul futuro dell'umanità ci conduce così alla considerazione dell'importanza della sana politica per guardare con speranza e fiducia al nostro avvenire. Come già detto altrove, la società mondiale ha gravi carenze strutturali che non si risolvono con rattoppi o soluzioni veloci meramente occasionali. Dobbiamo andare alle radici. Ci sono cose che devono essere cambiate con reimposizione di fondo e trasformazioni importanti. Solo una sana politica potrebbe averne la guida, coinvolgendo i più diversi settori e i più vari saperi. In tal modo un'economia integrata in un progetto politico, sociale, culturale e popolare che tenda al bene comune può aprire la strada a opportunità differenti che non implicano di fermare la creatività umana nell'intelligenza artificiale e il suo sogno di progresso, ma piuttosto di incanalare tale energia in un mondo nuovo. Questo è proprio il caso dell'intelligenza artificiale. Spetta a ognuno farne buon uso e aspetta alla politica creare le condizioni perché un tale buon uso sia possibile e fruttuoso. Grazie.
Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, hosting the summit, invited the Pope, along with other heads of state and government, emphasizing inclusivity and rejecting a West against the rest narrative. In his address, Pope Francis, greeted warmly by leaders including US President Joe Biden and Argentine President Javier Milei, acknowledged the dual potential of AI to expand knowledge, but also to exacerbate inequalities. The core G7 members, including the US, Italy, Britain, France, Germany, Japan, and Canada, focused on China's economic influence and pledged to level the playing field in sectors such as electric vehicles and renewable energy. Their summit statement highlighted efforts not to harm China's development, but to protect against unfair practices, including addressing concerns over Beijing's role in providing military aid to Russia amid its conflict with Ukraine. Leaders also discussed immigration, with a new coalition agreed to combat people smuggling and cooperate on dismantling trafficking networks. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak described illegal migration as a global emergency, emphasizing sovereign border control over criminal activities.
We're taking unprecedented action to stop the boats and reduce migration. And I'm pleased that the G7 has today committed to closer coordination on AI safety, following the UK's lead at Bletchley Park. Because the problems we face are global in nature, so we need global solutions. And that's what I've been arguing for at this G7 summit. First, on migration. Illegal migration is now a global emergency. More people are moving across borders than at any time in our history. We cannot stand by and watch this human tragedy unfold. The G7 has focused on dealing with the root causes of migration, including a new package of UK development assistance for Africa and Italy's new Apulia Food Systems initiative to tackle food insecurity. We're also doing more to combat the people traffickers, because we all agree that it's for sovereign nations to control their borders and not criminal gangs. And the G7 has today launched a new coalition to counter people smuggling. And I'm particularly pleased that the G7 has also agreed to work together to make sure the governance of migration is increasingly effective and sustainable.
During the summit's first day, the G7 outlined a $50 billion loan plan for Ukraine backed by frozen Russian assets, aimed at bolstering Western support against Russia's actions in Ukraine. Despite some contentious issues, including abortion and LGBTQ rights, Italy defended the summit's diplomatic stance as leaders prepared to conclude their meetings with bilateral discussions and a final press conference from Prime Minister Meloni.